This is Bill Finke again with my weekly commentary, Meet the Laughs, about some of the most laughable events over the last week, the week of February 15th, 2021. The week started with the Republican Senate unwilling to impeach Donald Trump. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Mitch McConnell, though the Republican Senate leader, gave a speech saying that Trump didn't get away with anything. And he seemed to indicate that there might be some criminal investigation of Trump. Who are you kidding, Mitch? Furthermore, Republicans under Mitch's leadership are still trying to limit the amount of new COVID stimulus paid to Americans for COVID relief. Their main argument is the need for fiscal austerity so the budget deficit doesn't get too large with unnecessary spending. Suddenly, they have this concern after running up the biggest budget deficit in the history of the United States during the Trump presidency. They just can't get it. You can't promise the people free money and then not give it to them. In fact, there are three reasons Trump lost the election. First, his cavalier attitude towards COVID-19 while thousands were dying. Second, he angered black people by calling their demonstrations criminal and them looters who should be shot, while calling white rioters patriots. And most importantly, not coming through with any money when people were truly struggling. What is the matter with Republicans? Are they determined to lose next time around too? Mitch, politics is not rocket science. The country continued in an unprecedented cold spell. Even Texas had record cold that pretty much shut down all electricity and froze and burst many water pipes. It was truly an unmitigated disaster in the state that usually has a more moderate climate. Their U.S. Senator, Ted Cruz, decided to help solve the Texas problems by flying with his family to Cancun for warmer weather. I guess his fellow passengers started yelling, "Snake on the plane," and he decided to return home the next day. He explained to the press that he was just trying to be a good dad and flew to Cancun for his daughters. Ted, I wish my parents could have taken me out of the cold weather, but they had honest jobs. So like most Americans, they couldn't afford to do it. Biden, on the other hand, decided to travel right into the teeth of the storm to the state of Wisconsin for a town hall meeting. A state where nobody has been outside their house in the last 2 weeks. I wonder how attendance was. The United States completed a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar project and landed a robot on Mars to explore its terrain. Now, it would be easy to make cheap jokes about the United States' ability to fly to Mars versus its inability to feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, or even vaccinate its citizens against COVID-19. But people just don't understand the importance of this mission compared to the momentary starvation of children. They don't realize that after we get done trashing the planet Earth, the cheapest solution for humanity is not to try to fix Earth back up, but to move. In France, the government sadly admitted that the left-wing intelligentsia and left-wing political leaders had been covering up instances of child abuse. This is what makes these times so confusing. Just when you thought the whole QAnon story was just more far-right baloney, it turns out Q could have been right. Unbelievable. Some Capitol Police were suspended for giving guided tours of the Capitol to the insurrectionists that invaded it. Hasn't the acting chief of the Capitol Police ever heard of the saying, if you can't beat them, join them? And if you can make a few dollars in tips, more the better. Finally, 2 young Florida women dressed up as old women to get the COVID vaccination shot ahead of schedule. South Florida was absolutely appalled by their action. The entire lifestyle and culture of the South Florida coast is built around old women dressing up to look like young women. What were these girls thinking? So those were the things that struck me as odd and funny last week. I hope you found them at least mildly amusing too. Have a great week of February 22nd, and if you like this show, please subscribe and look for next Sunday's show. Bill Finke, signing off.